And that's also probably going to keep a few players in that direction. So the moment OpTic are keeping their options open, it could fall down if they get crunched upon, like we're seeing now with Chris J going for that push up inside. But they trade it right back with Mixwell over here on A-Long as he's able to pick up the kill against Lowell. Tarek still chasing down the trade against Chris J. He's now down at 1 HP, but just unable to find that kill. The bomb is now here, though, so they've decided to go towards the B-bomb site, but they need to get in soon. They're getting low on time, 40 seconds remaining to get that bomb onto the ground, and they don't even have the whole team with them currently. They've only got this platform control. Nice shots from Jason R, though, brings another player from Mousesports down incredibly low. Chris J responding with one more pickup, but not only will he go down after that, Rups is also going to fall. Rush continues to push forward with Tarek as he eliminates Dennis, just leaves Oscar alive, who had already been dinked down to 13 HP. If OpTic execute with the long players first, this can work out, and that seems to be what they are doing. But now the mid players are going to be moving in, and so this crossfire setup can still work out great for them. Rups and Dennis both pick up initial kills, and now they have to try and trade it back. Jason R, in the meantime, has gotten all the way up to the platform because there's no actual defense set up on the site, but still, they have to battle it back and get this control, as the bomb is going to be tough to actually get up here, and Jason R needs to be careful to check his backside here, as Lowell's going to be able to easily spot that shadow. Doesn't even need him, however, as Rups just grabs the kill anyway from still at the very bottom of the ramp. It's now all down to Nath alone in a 1v4. No great positioning. A lot of these CTs could have shifted around, so his intel isn't really that great either. He's basically just guessing at being able to pick up some of these frags. Nice shot, connects on a Dennis, but it is a leg, so it's not going to fully take him down. And with 5 seconds left, he's just going to hunker down in the suicide steps and look to save the op. There's going to be a nice smoke that comes out just in the nick of time as the molly was starting to fade so that they can maintain that control. But the problem is, in doing this, they left the actual push up from the ramp completely open. So OpTic just flooded the site and got it for free. They're going to have no problem putting that bomb on the ground. This is going to be a full 5v5 retake at the end of the day. And Mouse is even trying to be careful of the hallway leading up to heaven, as they're curious if OpTic are going to try to boost up there. So at the moment, Mousesports are taking a risk deploying towards A-Long. It worked out. They held that A-Long control, but they lost the actual site as they weren't able to call that out quickly enough, and the rotate just came way too late to be able to do anything about it. So now OpTic is a full 5-man hold, and Mousesports are looking for options to get back in, but it's not great right now just because they have no intel. They have no clue where the OpTic players are sitting from within this site. Rups is going to start us off, though, as he moves in with the elimination of Rush, but immediately 2 kills get traded back by Tarek and Mixwell. Dennis finding one more as he moves back in, but Tarek trades it right back yet again with the elimination of Dennis. A great shot from Oscar. Knocks out Mixwell over by the main doorway, and Lowell moving in just in time. Tries to save his teammate, but that's going to fail. At the end of the day now, it's now come down to Tarek. Trying to pop the head off of Lowell, but he can't find it. Now he's in the open over to the Glock, though, and he finishes it off. He'll die to the bomb explosion.
They know that Mousesports is on a very limited economy. Only winning that round with 2 alive as Oscar makes it 45 right off the bat, and they just go for a straight mid-rush. But I'm surprised this isn't a buy.
Yeah, Oscar knows there's more coming, switching over to the pistol to try and hold it back off. Rush. Good trades, though, picking up both the kills on Dennis and Oscar, so that's all of the A-Long defenders. It's going to give Rups that extra time to be able to rotate over here and actually get himself into the site where he's immediately going to impact. The double kill from him shuts down the drop play. Now it's only Mixwell left alive. 2 missed shots. Third strike probably is going to be coming pretty soon here, as now he's down to 7 HP. We'll find that out in a moment, but you also have Rups, who's rotated back over and is going to once again immediately find that impact. He only gets the 1 kill, but Dennis is doing some work along with Chris J. With those 2 combined, they managed to pick up 3 kills, and everything goes down to Tarek, who now has to go up against both Dennis and Lowell to try and clutch this one out in the 1v2. The good news is, though, is that both the Mousesports' players are going to be extremely far away on the rotate, so Tarek's going to have plenty of time to set up here. He just doesn't have any utility to play it out, and obviously has to do the guessing game in terms of finding Lowell here. But in the timing being perfect, moves out, finds Dennis. He's just saw Lowell there, so now he can hide behind the APC and try to play with him like he did a few rounds back. Doesn't even need to, though. Lines himself up in the perfect angle to take down Lowell. Single-handedly set up this round for a victory. Yeah, the flashbang's gonna be great. They're putting him into the corner, but do they even realize he's there? Yes, they do. Oscar trades it back with 2 additional kills, though, and brings it down to a 3v3, hurling the bomb further back, and probably gonna send it into the B halls, but even that area may not be safe in a moment. Here's Lowell pushing in, almost gets that kill against Rush, but he's able to maintain. Now Mixwell, seeing that the site might be a little bit more open here, tries to push out through drop, but faces some trouble against Chris J. Tags him down to 26 HP, and Chris J's going to continue to try and move in, hold a more aggressive spot on this site. He's got to watch out for that push from the drop room, though. He's very exposed to it and can't hit any more shots. Great shot from Rups, though, as he moves back in, eliminating Mixwell, and certainly making this a valid 2v2 if he can set himself up well enough. The smoke moving in on the sidewalk gives him a free path to cross out onto the site. But the OpTic players have also taken up great positioning to try and counter him out. He will have to take them both on at the same time if he wants to try and clutch this or wait until the smoke fades. Tarek going to take a bit of a risk, though, in pushing through the smoke. And now, all of a sudden, we're down to a 1v1 with Rush having to clutch this for the T side. Ropes, though, moving in, wasting a whole lot of time trying to hunt down his opponent. And all that noise being made makes it obvious to Rush. But it is looking like OpTic are going to decide to go back to it regardless of the failure there a few moments ago. And now, Rops and Loa are going to once again have their opportunity to shut this one back down. But Tarek finds the first mark. Rops now going to try to respond, though. Picks up the 2-for-1 before going down in the cubby. And Oscar finding another kill, leaves it all onto Naf alone. The 1v3. I don't even know if he realized Chris J. Yeah, he saw him. So he's going to look for the trade kill now, finds it, but at a heavy cost, down at 9 HP. It's easy.
And look, they're doing the exact same thing. They're saying, hey, they're set up in A long. Let's just run straight up middle.
Yeah, now they're going to try to move in. The thing is, though, is I think Mousesports catches on to it a lot more easily this time. So you already have Oscar at the edge of the alleyway, going to try and stop their easy push to the platform. They're not even checking for the spot either, but Oscar a little bit messy on that first spray. They know where he is, but for whatever reason, Naf's not paying attention to it. So Oscar gets away with a double kill and stays alive. Rops again in this site, gets the double kill for himself. Everything's down to Mixwell now, and he won't even get close, as they've struggled to do much on these half-buy or full-save rounds throughout most of this half. Lowell, though, once again, first at the bat, but oh, he eats a flashbang on the way, and so he's actually not going to be able to stop the first 2 or 3 players that move in. Doesn't even get a trade kill when he finally can peek back out. It's Chris J that is most of the trading so far. Oscar picking up one as well, but he's in an elongated duel with Mixwell. Unfortunately, Mixwell is now the last man alive, and he will finally go down to Oscar. Mousesports are pretty much just going to send their players in a straightforward play over towards drop. The only player that's going outside is Rops, but unfortunately for him, he's going to find himself going up against the whole bunch of CTs if he can test for it. This is going to be a really weird round just from the way it's shaping up right now. The 4-man rush and drop and the 4-man push out through middle here has now put Rops in a great position because I don't think he actually revealed himself, and now we're going to have a bunch of awkward duels, but the bomb has gone down. Tarek, though, strikes first with the elimination of Oscar right outside of A-Long. Rops now striking back from the backside here in middle. He is going to funnel the CTs back into the site as they try to force their way in. Rops now down, though, so that's pulled a lot of the pressure off of OpTic, and they can focus fully on this retake, especially after Tarek picks up a kill that onto Rops. This will definitely make Mousesports a little bit more worried about their own safety as Naf pushes in Chris J. And Naf again taking kills back and forth, but it has left it all on Chris J to clutch this in a 1v2 as he sneaks out looking to stop the defuse. He's got the first kill. He has to race over to Naf now to be able to shut him down, and he just barely gets it there, securing the second half pistol as they're keeping no one over towards A-Long to defend it. Just Jason R outside of the mid connector. Great flash, though. He's going to be able to move in, but he's got to check his other side. Lowell's given full time to recover and then peek back out to eliminate Jason R. He did get dinked, so he's down pretty low. He's kind of stuck in this corner for right now. There's the nade from Naf. Finally gets the trade kill, but still, that should have been a free kill. No room for a trade at all. Now as more move in, though, Rush able to pick up an additional find for himself, but Dennis trades out onto Naf, keeping it even into a 3-on-3. Mixwell looking to impact as he pushes himself up the ramp, but he too is going to fall, this time to Chris J. OpTic, with just Rush and Tarek remaining, are going to send both of them together outside of the crawl space. The Molly's going to funnel them together, however, and this is going to end pretty quickly at the hands of Oscar. It should put most of the focus on the retakes, but it hasn't worked out so far.
But this is good, though, because they have Naf with B plat control, so that means this A rotate's going to come fast.
Jason R with a nice double kill. It will get traded out by Oscar as the hole's been opened up into the A bomb site. Mixwell now is up to bat to defend it here as he tries to play into the broken wall, and he actually gets the shot onto Oscar as well, looking for a second, and he'll hit it with the Molotov now obscuring him slightly against Lowell. It's brought all down to Rops with only 28 seconds left in the round. Basically an impossible situation before him. But we'll see how well he's able to try and play this out. Bombs on the ground as well. Actually won't be surprising if, yeah, he decides to just run back and save the AK, as there's just no way he's getting into that site in time. For a much more direct strategy here in this 22nd round, just right out onto the ramp itself, and Jason R, completely blinded and moving, gives himself away to Dennis. Mixwell's there forward in front of the APC to trade out the kill, and he takes out Rops as well, which is a pretty big pickup, swiping at a huge group of players, so he definitely gets the luck of the draw on that one. Now looking for more, though. Rush is going to be able to take out Lowell, and he follows it through with the second, eliminating Dennis. Great defense being put up with the delay caused by Mixwell. The hesitation from Mousesports has cost them dearly, as now they're in a 2v3, put apart as well, but Oscar just peeking directly inside of the crawl space to find Naf, and all of a sudden the tables have turned. It's just Tarek alone in a 1v2, but he has the bomb to play with and gets 1 and 2 kills to clutch it out and give the round to OpTic, keeping them in this match. And once again, what do we see? A direct play out to the platform, maybe with 1 or 2 players splitting off to drop, but still into the same site with all of them. At the moment, OpTic only have 3 players here to defend it, and pretty pretty usual spots too, so they're not going to throw any surprises at Mousesports more than likely. But those rotations have been key, and we have to see if they move in, if they're even needed, as at the moment, OpTic's just shutting it down. Rops with the only trade, and he's already dead. It's just down to Lowell now in a 1v4. The entire hit falls apart, and with Naf claiming a nice 4K from the Cubby, Mousesports are going to have to go for just a half-buy situation here. It works out at the start. Lowell moving in, destroys Rush. Tarek now having to play both ways here, but the smoke comes in clutch and is able to keep him alive for right now, and he eliminates Rops. Now they're going to try to swing back out and pinch this over to the A bomb site, but that may not go so well either, so they change the plan back into B with Dennis finding an entry on a Tarek. Naf still alive in the chicken coop, however, and is going to cause massive amounts of issues. He doesn't know for sure if the bomb is coming to this site just yet, though. He knows they have to come in to actually retrieve the bomb, but Rare the rotates all of a sudden. They're not working their way over to this site until just now. Maxwell taking up positions just inside of the drop room to look in the event anyone rotates back over towards the platform. He's not going to end up finding anyone. And even worse, Chris J, when he finally goes for that peek, instantly shuts out Mixwell, leaving Jason R alone to clutch this. And he'll go for the slow lurk in past up towards the pizza box here, but doesn't even check the rock, and that's where Oscar, if he can do it, he may be the player that ends up closing out for his team on this map. The timing would be great right now, but unfortunately Naf is prepared. He'll shut it down. Mixwell also catches a second kill against Oscar. So just like that, down to the 5v3, and OpTic are looking good to hold here as the remaining three try to group up, but there's going to be players all over the place if they even think about going towards this A bomb site. Now Jason R back down to that bottom position right outside of the mid connector doorway will eliminate Lowell, leaving just Rops and Chris J in the fight. Trying to push themselves over towards B. Tarek here with a close angle could do some great damage with the 5-7. They push their way out. There's the first and second pickups.
We haven't seen much drop control by either team, right? A lot of it's just been these like straight up, you know, he takes one up. Wow. Tarek, that is heartbreaking.
Tarek just getting completely destroyed at the beginning of the round by Chris J again. And that's opened up a whole world of possibilities here that Mousesports have to now try to contend with. Naf, however, responding pretty well from back down on the steps, picking up the trade kill onto Rops, trying to do more, but the flash hits him, and he can't trace his aim that well. Dennis with that pickup and almost gets the second one. He'll have the assist on it as Lowell actually finds the frag, but Jason R is still in the fight and trying to wrap that around the smoke into the statue here. He finds yet another one, going for the third, but too low, and flashed out. He has to retreat inside of the smoke to keep himself alive and in the play. The 2v2 now going to be alive, and Mixwell's actually caught too, so now he's also low. Goodbye, Jason R, as Oscar connects another up shot. Only one more is needed to seal the deal and put Mousesports up to 15, and once again, it'll come from Oscar. So they're playing into a more default setup here. They did try to rotate a few players early, which means they're going to be slightly out of position on B, but Mousesports are kind of, once again, just forcing their way out, and there's a lot of room for mistakes there that OpTic could swing in and punish upon it. Speaking of which, we have Tarek boosted up on top, but they were able to spot that, and Chris J strikes again, eliminating these key players. Now tries to take a shot at Ropes as well, and that's going to get responded to as Oscar picks up one more kill. Just two alive now for the OpTic roster. Mixwell and Jason R trying to hide behind the rock and keep themselves in this match, but by going for this straightforward retake, it's just not going to work out. They both fall to Chris J, and with a 3K to seal the deal, he ends up with a 30 bomb to end the map. It's Mousesports